Welcome back to another one of Nathan Bell's commentary videos. Like, subscribe, share if you know someone who'd like this video, and welcome to Nathan's World. Today, Nathan wants to talk to you about the NDIS.
Yeah, well, I try and tell a lot of people in the street about the work we do at Reliability and how it's funded by the NDIS, and they just haven't heard of the NDIS, so they don't understand what it is. So I'll just talk about the NDIS a bit. The NDIS is the National Disability Insurance Scheme, and what it's about creating equity for people living with handicaps and disabilities. So it's about creating an even platform so that people who have setbacks and are disadvantaged in some way through physical, intellectual or mental disability are able to get on an equal playing field with other people who don't have those setbacks. So I like to be arrogant and pretend that I don't have a disability because, you know, in my mind I'm superior to everyone else and you people are all disabled and I'm the best person in the world. But in reality, you know, I'm known to hear voices and see things that aren't there, and I'm known to become extremely paranoid and delusional and believe that I'm the Messiah and a prophet and that I have supernatural powers and all this stuff that isn't real. And when I get those thoughts and those things happen in my mind, it does affect my ability to function. So you could say that I have a disability because things happen in my mind that affect my ability to function effectively in the world. So the NDIS is supposed to cover the expenses of care associated with having a disability, and what that means is it pays my support workers' wages. So all the staff that work with me here at Reliability on music and art projects, the NDIS funding that I receive pays their wages. And also my psychologist, who I see once a fortnight, my NDIS funding pays her money, and the NDIS is flexible, so you can do a variety of things that help you further yourself as a person. It's all about helping you become a better person and a more functional person and have a better quality of life. So for about 2 years I had a support worker who was taking me to the gym and training me in ninjutsu, and that was justified that funding should be spent that way because it was helping me with physical health goals to improve my physical health and my confidence. So I was going to the gym with the support worker, and he's a personal trainer who was an NDIS support worker, and he's a martial arts instructor, and he was training me in martial arts, which I did for about 2 years, so that was good. So that's one way NDIS funding can pay for activities that help a person improve their life, improve their confidence, improve their community engagement. Community engagement is a big thing with NDIS funding because a lot of people who have mental illness and physical and intellectual disabilities find it hard to participate in the community to the same level as people who don't have those setbacks. So it's a government program, so it's all about community participation. So NDIS workers can be paid to take people out and do activities in the community, which can include social events. It can even include going to the movies. And NDIS funding, many support workers help people do their groceries and do things that they can't do. That's good for me because I don't drive, and the reason I don't drive is because of my mental illness, because I find it too overwhelming. It's one of the things, a few things, because I'm a pretty confident guy and I'm pretty active and I'm pretty able to engage with things, but one thing where my mental health really does set me back is I won't drive. So, you know, if I ever need anyone to help me get from A to B, I can contact one of my support workers and they're able to transport me where I need to go, because I absolutely won't drive because I find it too overwhelming with my severe anxiety and because I've become too distracted by my inner world to concentrate on the road. But the activities we do at Reliability, that's all sort of based around personal development and goal setting and living an active, productive life. So we do a lot of music production and we do creative arts activities, and that's sort of viewed as art therapy, as helping people heal from mental illness and helping people heal from trauma and from mental suffering through art and creativity. So I work with numerous staff at Reliability on art therapy activities and art creativity activities, and that's all paid for. Their wages are paid for through my NDIS funding plan, and that really has helped me over the last. I've been with Reliability for 7 years, and I've achieved numerous goals. And it's great because I aspire to be a career musician and a career artist and author, and through having the support of my support workers at Reliability, I've been absolutely smashing creative goals and just building this mammoth career for myself as a local creator in Newcastle in Australia, and now I'm gaining quite a bit of acknowledgement. And if I didn't have that NDIS funding, I wouldn't be able to do these things. The last creative project I did was with Renew Newcastle, and I had to finance everything myself, and I was fortunate to have an associate who had a lot of the equipment to do the media work I wanted to do. But now I've got access to this NDIS business, who run creative workshops and creative activities, and because the company owns all the equipment, it's important to note that the NDIS hasn't paid for the equipment that we use here at Reliability. It's all owned privately by the owner of Reliability, Michael Makakatic. It's all his equipment. So the NDIS money isn't paying for the equipment we use, it's paying for the staff's time. But because I have access to this service that has all this equipment, I'm able to produce and create, which helps me improve my quality of life and helps me live a more productive life and kick goals, because I'm all about kicking goals. So again, it's about equity. It's about saying this person has some setbacks, because we're a good socialist nation, Australia. We're more of a socialist nation than many other nations like America. So we say this person has setbacks, so how can we help them overcome their setbacks and get on par with everyone else in the community? So we provide the NDIS to people so that they can get a leg up, so we can actually help people up to live better lives and to get on par with everyone else in the community. So it's about equity, and that's the sort of capitalism I like, a nice blend between capitalism and socialism, where there's still a free market and people can still make money, but we have good social services. So it's capitalism where tax dollars pay to lift up the downtrodden and to lift up people who are handicapped and have setbacks in life. And that's why I always say we should have good social services, because some people are coming at life from a position where they need a hand up to get on an equal playing field with everyone else. So yeah, it's about equity. But with NDIS, a person gets assessed, then they get allocated a certain amount of funding, and then that funding pays for their support staff's wages. So all my support staff are qualified musicians and experts in creativity, so we sit down and we work on creative projects and we're kicking all these goals and we're building careers as artists. But yeah, as I said, none of the equipment that we use at Reliability is paid for by the NDIS. I want to be clear on that. It's all privately owned by Michael, the owner of Reliability. So the NDIS doesn't pay for equipment. The NDIS can pay for technology, and I got a laptop through the NDIS, which was great, because I wouldn't have been able to afford to get a good laptop on my own at this stage. So I was able to get a laptop through the NDIS, which is, that's again about equity. It's about saying this person's not in a position to get a good laptop, but they could really benefit from a good laptop. So let's help them get a good laptop. And I have an amount of my funding which allows me to purchase technological items, and I used it to purchase the laptop, which I'm currently using for a lot of my creative projects, including writing my new book. I've just written a new book, 22nd Century Man, and my creative writing mentor, whose wages are paid for by my NDIS funding, is currently editing my new book for me. So it's great. I've actually got an editor paid for by the NDIS to edit the book I've just written. So and that's got support. So it's all about supporting people to live better lives and to achieve something, because that's how we help everyone achieve. This going around and saying, the only reason you're on the pension and you're on welfare and the only reason that you've never amounted to anything is because of your bad choices, and blaming people and abusing people and calling them losers doesn't help. We help people by providing good social services that help them achieve their goals so that they can start contributing to society. And my goal is to become very wealthy. If you haven't realised it by now watching my videos, you should recognise I expect to be a goddamn millionaire in the next few years. And when I'm a millionaire, then I'll pay my tax back. Right? So when the NDIS helps me become a multi-millionaire, and I become a multi-millionaire platinum-selling ARIA award-winning musician, then I'll promise I'll pay back all the money that's been given to me by the NDIS through my tax dollars. So there's some stuff about the NDIS and how it's helping me achieve my goals and become a successful man and a contributor to society, and how it's all about equity. So if you don't understand what equity is about acknowledging that, it's the sad reality reality is people aren't equal. People are quite unequal. They have different varying levels of skill and ability in varying fields. So we try to create a situation where we have equity, which is an equal playing field, where we give people a leg up so that they can get on par with everyone else. So there's some information about the NDIS and how I use the NDIS. So drop a comment in the comment section about what your thoughts are on the NDIS.